Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. One last live stream. In the news, the governor of Iowa, today she responds to there being a tribute to the Temple of Satan at the state capitol in Iowa, in Des Moines. And the governor's response is she's not a big fan of it, but it's a reason for people who have other faiths to come out and share theirs so that Satanism isn't the big focus. And she apparently says this as a Christian woman. But a part of me really does wonder if she's a Christian woman or if she might have more to do than people would think with this monument being set up at the Capitol on the day it was set up. And I want you to take a look at this little image. It's the thumbnail for the video, obviously. And you have a close up of the Satanic Temple logo that's on display. You can see that the temple tributes near this staircase at the Capitol. But we're going to get to why she waited 10 days after it was set up on December 2nd to respond this December 12th. Of course, Marilyn Manson, who's a member of the Church of Satan, made it very clear what 10 is about in Satanism with his song Say 10. Again, he came out with that song, and it was on the album that had the music video of Donald Trump being assassinated. Donald Trump in a pool of blood. You might recall that was quite the controversy back when Trump was first becoming president. And of course, Marilyn Manson always been connected to controversy. He was blamed for the Columbine school shooting. I remember back when I was in middle school, half the school was wearing Tupac t-shirts to class, and the other half was wearing Marilyn Manson t-shirts. But yeah, this woman, this governor who sort of condemns this today, you know, I got a picture up there with her posing next to Donald Trump, who ran on MAGA, and a lot of people didn't get it, but MAGA is the highest degree of the Church of Satan, MAGA. If you didn't know that, look it up. It's the highest degree of the Church of Satan, MAGA. And again, you study the Church of Satan, you see just how intertwined they are with the Jesuits. And of course, Donald Trump's Jesuit educated, and Anton LaVey died in a massive Jesuit ritual. But look at this. Let's look at how perfect all of this is, with Iowa getting this focus at the end of the year as all these spiritual holy days come into being. Gematria. Again, Gematria is the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. You learn this code, you'll start to see that there's something else going on here. Notice how in Gematria, Satanic Temple equals 48, like Iowa. And again, 48 is a special number. We just talked about why David Icke's daughter's dead at 48, one day after the return of Alex Jones to Twitter, now X. Again, 48 is a very special number. And that's why there's the 48 laws of power. But notice how Satanic Temple and Iowa both have this gematria of 48. If you're new here, Iowa equates to 48 when you just take the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. By the time you get to I, it's the 9th letter. By the time you get to O, it's the 15th. W is the 23rd. A is the 1st. You add it together. Iowa's 48. Satanic Temple also equals 48. The difference is you take the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26, and you apply numerology. So as you can see on screen, the S in Satanic Temple, S is the 19th letter, but the numerology of 19 is 1. 19 is 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. So S is 1. A, the first letter is 1. T, the 20th letter is 2 plus 0 is 2. So anyhow, Satanic Temple, when you use numerology with the alphabetic order, is also 48. And I learned about this, again, from Manly P. Hall's The Secret Teachings of All Ages. In that book, he reveals 4 ciphers: the alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. I just want you to see how Iowa, evil, and tree all have perfect overlap in all 4 ciphers: 48, 21, 60, 24. We're coming up on 2024. Again, this doesn't mean that Iowa is evil or that trees are evil. That's not the point. The point is the people who use this Kabbalah code, they'll put things together ritualistically. And of course, Iowa is very much connected to, you know, the primaries and who runs for president, and Donald Trump's running again. And Donald Trump is Mr. 48, and he is Mr. Church of Satan. And we're talking about a politician and why she responded 10 days later, which we haven't gotten to yet. But also, the reason I added tree to that list is because in this Kabbalah thing, again, the tree of life is the physical model, and the evil half, which is a real thing, it's called the Clipoth. Again, it's referenced in Genesis 3:22, the tree of life knowing good and evil. So Iowa, we're at this crucial moment right now. Israel, the home of the synagogue of Satan, that's the modern one, established in 48. That's not by accident. Donald Trump, like their biggest fan, on the back burner, about to be resurrected politically, as CNN had up last night as their top story. Anyhow, this is the larger picture. And notice also the 60, right? Because the upcoming election's the 60th. Donald Trump has that gematria 48 and 60 as well. The 2024 election on the big Jesuit day. Remember the 5th of November, 2024. But look at this. I had to look up, I saw the headline about the governor responding, so I had to look up when the display was set up. And I said, well, that figures. If you would have said, Zach, you can only guess one date that this Church of Satan, this satanic thing was set up at the Capitol. You can only guess one date. Which would it be? I would have guessed it right because I've taught about this a million times. December 2nd, 12/2. Satanic in gematria equates to 122, as does San Francisco, the city on the 122nd meridian where the Church of Satan was established. You do it the small way, satanic is 50. So is Des Moines, where the capital is. San Francisco is also 50. Think about the rituals they're doing with abortion. Roe versus Wade was decided on January 22nd, 122, and a huge 122 ritual synced up with Jane Roe. And then it was overturned in its 50th year of existence. Now they're doing that ritual with Kate Cox. She got too many, apparently. But 122 and 50. And again, of course, set up on December 2nd. But then also 10 days earlier, right? And remember, Marilyn Manson, who was made a priest by Anton LaVey in the Church of Satan, Marilyn Manson put out that song, Say 10. And the chorus is, when you say God, I say 10. And notice how it's S-A-Y with the number 10. And notice how in gematria, Satan is 10. Why is this governor waiting 10 days to respond? Do you really think it's a coincidence? She does it on 12/12. 144 has a square root of 12. These are numbers of time, rituals and time. A satanic cabal in charge, telling us what we need to know about this time and that time and giving us the false history and just everything. The first tenet of Satanism is self-worship. The tactic of Satan is lies and deception. I mean, think about the authorities that rule over us. Oh, by the way, the founder of this Temple of Satan or Satanic Temple, Lucian Greaves, a play on Lucifer, his birth name is Douglas Mesner, and I just couldn't help but notice the overlap with Jesuit order and Douglas Mesner. And funny enough, Marilyn Manson is 54 years old right now, meaning he's about to turn 55. And again, just to make the larger point about Marilyn Manson's song Say 10, a man who was made a priest in the Church of Satan in 94. You know who else always claims that? Mark Passio, Jesuit-educated Mark Passio, always brings up that he met Anton LaVey and he made him a priest in the Church of Satan. That same Mark Passio, who won't give a proper lesson on gematria. But anyway, notice with the alphabetic order, Satan is 55. With the alphabetic order in numerology, Satan is 10. And again, 55 is the 10th triangular number, and it's the 10th Fibonacci number. And when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, God is 55. And when you run it in reverse with numerology, God is 10. A reflection. Marilyn Manson's song, when you say God, I say 10. And the governor alludes today that she's more about that Christian God. She's not a big fan of this satanic, whatever it is. So she needs the Christians to come out. But again, you look at most Christians, are they good people? For all the good Christians out there, shout out to you. You guys are far and few between. Most Christians aren't very good people. And their belief about their religion is, well, first of all, they don't know anything about their religion, but their belief is if they just believe in it, then they'll conform with the herd and they can get away with being sinners. It's like they think they can just do whatever they want and worship themselves too, just like the first tenet in Satanism. But Again, it is interesting how in language there's a fine line between these things. Then really, when you start to look at people, the fine line is also there. But yeah, this governor waiting 10 days, this is not an accident. Somebody who campaigns with Trump, who runs on mega, again, the highest degree of the satanic church. And for all you trumpeters out there, again, you better pull your head out of your ass the way you're being mocked by this satanic cabal. Berlin Wall, remember when they called him 45th elect on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, November 9th? The Trump-Pence ticket, when the trumpets are the warning signs in Revelation and Holy Bibles 45. And then they had the pandemic 666 days after the simulation while he was in office. And he was marching along with all the Jesuit orders from Klaus Schwab and the rest of them. But anyway, if you're new here, I always talk about how you can see the Jesuits are behind the history of Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan and all this other crap. And again, you can doubt that all you want, or you can research what I'm talking about and you'll see it's all true. And no doubt they're behind this too. But with regards to Mark Passio, if you're not familiar with him, I mean, again, his thing is that he grew up well-educated in this Jesuit prep school in Philly, ended up rebelling in life, became a member of the Church of Satan. Anton LaVey really liked him, and now he says he left the church and he's a truth teller, but his realm of truth is very minimal and very tunnel vision, and he disappeared at the time of COVID. But he'd always say that he keeps everything anonymous, but he says when he was in the Church of Satan, he realized that everybody like in high places in this nation was in, the Church of Satan. Politicians, powerful people from all walks of life, Church of Satan. He said that's what blew him away being a member, just realizing who was all in it. So, if Mark Passio is telling the truth about that, I mean, it shouldn't really come as a shocker that, Donald Trump's running on mega and, this lady's 10 days later condemning the Satanic Temple tribute in her building where her office is. So, but yeah, that said, I do think that her remarks were correct. I mean, like, if you have a problem with it, then, go out and put a positive message out in the world about why, your spirituality is actually something people should be a part of. And again, I think the real thing is like, nobody's religion is helpful to this world. It just creates more problems and division and warfare and bloodshed and murder and all the things that religion brings to the table. Again, just honest, simple spirituality, realizing you're here for more than just yourself, living by the golden rule, treating other people with respect, trying to put a smile on people's face, helping people when you can help them and they need help. Again, I mean, I think the game's pretty simple, really. It's the psychopaths that overcomplicated everything and made us fear our bodies and ourselves and our sexuality and just all those things. Again, and we don't live in nature, Christianity, it makes your body evil, right? It makes it so you believe that when you're 14 years old and a really cute girl comes into class and you can't control your hormones and you pop a hard one in your pants, that there's something wrong with you. It's like, I don't think so. If you actually think about it, it's like, I think this is the mind God gave me and the body. And, I think actually what we weren't supposed to do is like grow up in 13 years of slave school, pledging to 13 stripes, learn a whole bunch of bullshit so we can work some slave job. I think we're supposed to be like our ancestors and live in the tribe and with the land and grow some food and have community and have a pretty girl and start a family at a young age. I just think like that's the way it was actually supposed to be. And then here came, the controllers, the religious order, the priest class, people who want to control everyone. Here's the book of God written by man. Your body is bad and evil. You must get married and pay a fee to the state to be in compliance with God's way. If you want to have relations with that pretty girl. Again, I just think if we were allowed to live in nature, the ways of our ancestors, a lot of things would sort themselves out. You wouldn't have people so bored that they have to go, join some crazy new religion to totally counter the one that your mom made you go to every Sunday that you hated. And again, I mean, a lot of people that do join the Church of Satan, that's the rebellious attitude. They're just like, couldn't stand the religious craps, and I'm going the totally other way. And two wrongs don't make a right. But anyway, they got to let us know on the national news tonight. Fox News all over it. Oh, my God. And there's a story like this almost every year. But the thing that really jumped out to me about this one tonight is that she waited 10 days to respond. And we've been talking about these things with Satan and God since way before Marilyn Manson put out this song. But when he did, we said, can you believe it? Is Marilyn Manson watching the channel? Is he trying to help us get out the word? And maybe he was. By the way, Iowa is the 29th state in order of statehood. 29 is the 10th prime number as well. 29 is the 10th prime number. And again, I just wonder what it means for the world that Marilyn Manson is turning 55 on the 5th day of the year in 2024, an election year, when last time when Trump was winning, he put out the music video with Trump in a pool of blood. And remember, it was remember the 5th of November, 2016, that Trump supposedly escaped an assassination in Nevada, and the upcoming election will be on that day. And the upcoming election will be 144 days after Trump's birthday. So yeah, Iowa getting the focus for this year. Iowa big with voting. Election year next year. Yeah, so we'll see what happens when Marilyn Manson turns 55. We'll see what it all means. But we'll keep this one short and sweet too. And again, thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. And until next time, Truth Seeker.